everyone. Happy, what day is today? Happy Wednesday. Just gonna pull this up. Okay. How is everybody doing? Okay. I just made a post about opportunities. And if you're new here, my name is Katie. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2 boys, and I've spent a lot of years trying to figure out how to make money from home. And when I had kids, I always knew that I wanted to be able to stay home with them. And I found myself in typing jobs, and I would type and type and type and type. And did it allow me to stay home? Yes. But it wasn't putting me in a position where I could make the income I wanted to make, the meaningful income. So I realized pretty much right away that, hey Lisa, how are you? So good to see you. I realized right away that I wanted to be able to put myself in a position where I could bring in that meaningful income. And I knew the typing jobs were just not going to do it. They were not going to get me there. I am amazing. Thank you for asking. So I knew that the service-based job I was doing, the typing job, where if I'm not typing, I'm not getting paid, was not going to get me ultimately in the long run where I wanted to go. It just wasn't going to be possible. You only have so many hours in a day. I could only type so much in a day. And so I spent 10 years searching on the internet for anything that sounded like what I was looking for. And I could piece together free information all over the place, but I still didn't understand how it all worked together because I knew there were people online that were making money. I knew there were people that were figuring it out. And I was like, okay, I'm missing something. There's a missing piece to the puzzle here because I know I'm capable. Okay, now let's back up when I say that, okay? Because what is the thing that stops us from saying yes to an opportunity? What is the first thing that stops us? Especially, like, we'll use this opportunity as an example because the biggest thing people say is, okay, self-doubt. Yeah, because the biggest thing people are going to say, now that how that shows up is, that's a scam. That's not legit. Are there scams out there and are there things out there that aren't legit? Of course. So part of it is just like, but if you're curious about something and it sounds like exactly what you've been looking for, the self-doubt is going to creep in and stop you and say, oh, well, they must just be, they're scammers. They're not telling the truth. They're lying. That's not legit, because our brains are wired to keep us safe. And so the self-doubt that's going to show up in those ways and say, nope, that's not it. Instead of, now here's the thing, that's going to happen. It's always going to happen. The difference is when you recognize that that's what's happening, then you get to choose if you agree or maybe you want to challenge that a little bit. Now, the survival brain, I mean, it's there for a reason, to keep us safe physically and like mentally and in situations. But it doesn't distinguish between, am I nervous or scared or have a fear of something just because it's the unknown? Or is there literally a lion chasing me? Do you see the feeling could be the same. And that survival thing kicks in and it's just like, whoa. So it could feel the same physically. But then we get to choose in that moment, okay? If there's a lion chasing us, obviously the choice is very clear that we're going to run away. But we can look at it objectively and say, oh, well, why am I scared in this situation? Why do I have the self-doubt in this situation? Because it sounds too good to be true. Okay, what is it? You can challenge yourself if you choose to. Now, again, this isn't for everybody. And there's still going to be people that say, scam, that's not legit. It's because we all have limiting beliefs. To what degree, it varies. Because I've been there. There was a lot of things I ran across in those 10 years of trying to search for things online and saying, oh, that's just for them. I can't do that. Or I don't have a background in sales. I can't do that. Or I don't know how to talk like they do, or I don't know how to show up like they do. Those were all limiting beliefs that I had that pushed me further away from my goals. Because the reality is, whatever goals we have, I hope everybody dreams and has goals. And I say that because I dream big. And that's what lights me up every day. That's what gets me out of bed, is just like, ooh, the possibilities. Was I always in that mindset? No, it took some work. Because I also had those doubts, and they were doubts, fears of judgment, fears of failure, all that stuff. So I was there. That's why I know I can speak on this. But I also had a very clear moment. And I remember this moment of sitting on the couch. I don't even know what we were doing, watching something. And I'm just going to be so honest here. I was sick of myself. I was sick of the place I was in, being miserable, but choosing to stay there. Like, we all have life circumstances that can be challenging and difficult, and things that are really hard to get through. We have all been in the muck for some reason or another. It's not a matter of avoiding the muck. It's a matter of deciding at some point that you don't want to stay there. And we can say, yep, if you say, hey, would you like to go sit in this big pile of muck? Or would you rather sit in this fluffy, green, nice, soft grass? Of course, your first instinct is, well, of course I don't want to sit in this big pile of muck. But yet, that's what we choose to do. By our actions, a lot of times, we stay in the muck. We get in a scenario in our life and we just think, well, these are the cards I was dealt, so I guess I can't do anything else. I'm going to use me for an example, because I've been through all of this and I continue to learn, but I found myself saying, well, I guess the only thing I'm good at is typing. I'm good at typing, so I guess that's just where I have to be my whole life, and I guess I just have to work typing jobs and type my fingers off and barely make any money, but it's the only thing I'm good at. I was in the muck, financially or career-wise, but I was choosing to stay there because the other side of it felt too scary. Like the green grass, it looked good over there, and I could see other people sitting in the green grass being like, oh, that must be nice. Well, those people chose to be over there. They chose something that put them in the green grass. And I guarantee they were also one time sitting in the muck. Because we all sit in the muck. At one point or another, we're all sitting in muck. It's who decides that they've had enough and they want to get out. And who's just like, well, it kind of sucked when I fell in this big pile of muck, but I kind of got used to it. I mean, it's not like the greatest thing ever, but it could be worse. It could be like, it could be a bigger pile of muck. I don't know what would be worse. It could be quicksand. It could be, I don't know. But you kind of start justifying and saying, well, it's not that bad because you've gotten used to it. So our comfort zone can be this big pile of muck that is not where we want to be at all. But we've just gotten used to being there. So then we just kind of throw our hands up and just say, well, I guess this is my life. I guess I just have to deal with it. When you say it like that, like when I just said all that, ew. It feels ew. And I was there. I remember that. So my big pile of muck, I remember sitting in it. It was on my couch. I was sitting on my couch in a big pile of muck. But I recognized it in a moment and I said, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here in this muck. So what are my choices? Stay in it or not? The not came with a bunch of scary things outside of my comfort zone, but I knew what was on the other side of it. Because on the other side of the scary, on the other side of all the fears, is everything you're looking for. I promise. Whether it's in digital marketing with this whole opportunity I'm talking about, or whether it's in something else that you really want to do, that you're afraid for whatever reason of judgment, of failure, of whatever. On the other side of that fear is everything that you've ever wanted. I promise. And this is a continual evolving thing. This isn't just okay, I'll just do this one time and that's it. But the good news is when you do it once, it's like riding a bike, okay? You got training wheels on forever and a day, okay? We can relate it to like this too. You got training wheels on and you're like, pretty soon, you're just like, okay, but I want to actually ride this without the training wheels. There has to be a day where you decide to take them off, knowing that it might take you a minute to learn how to balance. But you can choose. I mean, we're usually kids when this happens, and our parents are like, that's it, training wheels off, let's go. But there's a choice there. You could keep them on. You're like, yeah, you can keep them on and you're safe because, they'll keep you from tipping over. But if your ultimate end goal is to be able to ride a bike without training wheels, there has to be a point where you decide to take them off. Knowing it's going to feel a little scary at first. You're going to be a little wobbly. There's a chance you might fall over. There's a chance you might get a skinned knee. But you do it anyway. And the amazing things about kids is they typically don't have that as big of a fear because they don't have anything. They're not making it mean anything else. Like as adults, we take a fear or a something we don't want to do and we make it mean all these other things, and it gets us further and further away from where we really want to go. So kids don't quite have that yet because they haven't gone through all the experiences and things typically as somebody, that's an adult. Their brain has way more experience, which equals proof for their brain to be scared about something. The kids are just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. My son didn't even he got on a bike and just started riding it. Sorry, I got some message. I was shocked actually. I'm like, okay, he's like, I'm like, oh. They typically aren't going to have those fears like we do as an adult because they don't have experiences to have their brain have this proof of why we should be afraid, okay? So how many people have failed at something? Now, fail, I'm going to say it like this, but I really don't believe there's failure now. There's only learning. But how many people have failed something? Put a 1 in the comments if you're in here with me and you've ever failed at something. We all have. We can choose to either learn from it, or we can choose to say, you know what? I tried to ride a bike once and I fell, so I will never go near a bike again. Even though I've always had a dream of being able to just jump on my bike and go riding through the, really pretty trails and, being outside and enjoying the fresh air and sunshine. Even though that's my goal, I fell once, so that's it. I'm all done. I'm never even going to look at a bike ever again. It's a choice. So we can also relate it to any experience. Truly. So maybe you're looking at an opportunity like this and you're like, well, it sounds too good to be true. Or you can say, oh, well, my friend tried one of those things before and it didn't work, so it's a scam. That's because our brain has some sort of proof, okay? And I say proof, it's proof for our brains to justify pulling us further away from stepping outside of our comfort zone. Well, I had a friend once that tried it, or I read a review somewhere, or somebody got on one of these lives, or somebody commented on one of their videos and said it was a scam. So, it must just, I'll just choose to keep staying in the muck. So it's not really where I want to be, but that sounds really just too good to be true. So it just must be not legit. It's a choice. Now, I always say to research things. I always say, and I want to be so transparent about this, because I was once where you are, where I came across this opportunity and thought, what's the catch? I was also skeptical, and every single person that gets in says the same thing when they started. Because it does. It sounds like, wait, this checks all the boxes. This is going to allow me to be home with my kids. I get to make 100% profit. I can invest in this and make that money back with one sale. And then it's profit mode. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, that was bad. I can work 2 to 3 hours a day. I don't have to be glued to my phone. If anybody's been in like network marketing or an MLM, because it's not that. I've been in an MLM, so I know the difference. You're chasing people. You're bugging your friends and family like, hey, do you like this product? Because here I'm selling this. Do you want some? Here's why you need it. You're chasing people, you're DMing people. It's like this constant thing. And if somebody messages, you're glued to your phone because you're like, I got to make a sale. That's network marketing. That's MLM. And the other difference is you're in a downline. So whenever you make a sale, somebody above you is getting a percentage all the way up. You're not getting 100% profit. That's the number one reason this is not an MLM or network marketing. There is no percentage. You're getting 100%. If somebody buys the $900 legacy program, the $900 is going directly into your bank account. It's not going anywhere else. The 3 million in sales, whatever it is now, that the 18,000, what are we at? 18.6 thousand people in our community, it's going into the people's pockets. Everybody's talking about all these things going on right now that are just, I mean, I don't want to get political. I don't want to get into, we know, okay, without getting into all that, we know that things are rough right now. And I totally understand why people are skeptical. And I totally understand why people have a hard time wrapping their head around something that sounds too good to be true, because we were told that if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. That's something people throw around as like a punchline or whatever. And We've all heard that. So you can either make that mean this is a scam, okay, which that's fine if that's where you're at. Or you can make it mean, well, it sounds too good to be true, but it's everything I've ever wanted, so I'm going to take some time and look into this because maybe it's not legit, but oh, what if it is? What if it is? You can also have people, this is all based on our own individual experiences. You can also have a viewpoint of the world that says that people are all jerks, that people are just out for, themselves, and at the end of the day, they don't care. And you can have that viewpoint based on your own life experiences because maybe that was your experience. Maybe you grew up in a rough household. Maybe you didn't have a lot of support. Maybe you did get taken advantage of by somebody, some stranger. Or maybe there was a circumstance that did happen to you that was negative. And so then you have a skewed perspective of what the world is. But then you can have someone else that's had amazing experiences, and they had somebody yesterday fill up their tank with gas. They had someone buy their food in the fast food line ahead of them and said, have a nice day, and no questions asked, paid for your stuff. There's also that stuff going on. So you get to choose how you want to look at it. This opportunity is no different than any other choice that you can make or any other scenario or situation that happens in our everyday life. You get to choose how to see it. If somebody does a random act of kindness, you absolutely have the choice to say, oh, well, they must be doing that for a reason. There must be some reason they're doing that. Are they, they're recording it. Oh, they're going to put it on their social media and try to make money off of people by acting like, they're helping people out, or you can think that. Or you can think, wow, this person, they didn't have to do that. I feel super blessed that they just did that for me. There is good people out there, and there is hope out there. I don't have to think that the world is doom and gloom. Because I'm sorry, I'm not here to... I don't want to step on toes, but I know that some of the things that I want to say are going to do that for certain people because I want to be authentic and real with you because I've been there. I've also seen what's on the other side of stepping out of the comfort zone. Doing these lives, it's not super comfortable when you first start, just this opportunity in general and sharing, because I knew as soon as I realized that, okay, it's legit, and I went all in, I knew there were going to be things that I was going to learn and skills that I'm saying I want to learn that were going to take me out of my comfort zone. This is absolutely one of them. Why? Because it comes with, when you have a platform and you're out on social media and you're in front of people, yeah, there's going to be people that question you. There's going to be people that say it's a scam. There's going to be people that try to just pick you apart for whatever reason. I had to go through all of that. But the amazing part is I've come out the other end to know that when that happens, number one, I know I'm going the right direction. Because if people don't oppose what I'm saying, then maybe I'm not saying what I really want to say. Because I've been looking for something. Okay, let me back up. We are all here. Okay, remember how I said I dream big? I dream big. I also think a lot about, why am I here? What is my purpose? And every opportunity I come across, I look into it further than what it is on the surface. On the surface, this is a way to make money from home, to work 2 to 3 hours a day, making 100% profit. Okay, on the surface, it's a digital marketing program. But I look at it and say, but what else? Because yes, I was absolutely looking for the education because I knew there were people making money online and I wanted to know how because I wanted to be home with my kids. I knew that the day I decided to have kids, I wanted to be able to figure out how to stay home and be with them. So when I find an opportunity, I'm looking more into not just is it a scam. Once I check that off and say, no, it's not a scam. It's not that. Okay, what else is it? It's going to teach me how to do digital marketing. Now, I mean, I was a complete newbie to this when I found it back in January. So I was looking for the education. Now, we all know let's say you want to learn, I don't know, let's pick any skill. Even the typing, okay? I had to go to school to learn how to be a medical transcriptionist. I had to learn anatomy and physiology. I had to learn medical terminology. I had typing classes. I had grammar. Like, I had all those things are required to be a good transcriptionist. And I had to pay to go to school for a whole year to learn those skills to then allow me to work a job to make money doing medical transcription, right? So any education and skill set, you're going to invest in yourself. You're going to pay for something to teach you how to do it. This was no different. And I was looking for it. And so for me, I was looking for the education. And then once I learned, hey, guess what? You can turn around and share this opportunity with others and make 100% profit. And I was like, wait, what? That's like bonus. That's like giving you your first opportunity to learn the skills with a built-in way to practice. The hands-on training. Now, you could be somebody that says, well, I already have a business, so I don't want to just resell someone else's program. Absolutely, this could teach you how to market what you already have going. You could also be somebody that says, well, I don't want to just resell a program forever. Like, I kind of want to just have my own thing. And I'm trying to learn how to have my own digital product in this space and market it. I don't know how to market. This is for that person too. It also is for the person that says, yeah, I have no interest in having to build my own product. I don't have a business already. I'd love to just share something that's already done for me. It's already a proven blueprint, a proven process that other people are hugely successful with. I just want to do that. It's for that person too. The choice is whether you decide that you want to do it. That's what it boils down to. But I'm really I have an understanding of people when they're opposing it and saying it's a scam or they're slamming me or whatever they're doing, it's because they're scared. They're seeing an opportunity and they're like, no way. There is no way. Why? Because they don't think that they deserve true happiness and abundance. That is the truth of this. And again, this is going to affect every part of your life. I want to talk about the bigger picture, whether it's this opportunity or whether it's another one that you found or something else that you really want to do with your life or another thing you want to. This goes for anything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So whether it's this opportunity or another one, what's stopping you? It's because you don't believe that you deserve to have that. That's the truth. You can say all day long that you want to make $10,000 a month, okay? Here's an example. Oh, I want to make, and then, okay, what is the real thought? Do you really think that you deserve to have that? If you're having thoughts of, it would be nice, but I mean, I see other people doing it, but I'm not like them. I don't I don't really have a background in sales, and oh, I don't really talk as good as they do, and they're just really confident. I'm an introvert. I am one of the biggest introverts. I'm the person that goes to a party and finds somewhere to be on the outside of the people to sit and just kind of observe. If not the whole time, for a really long time. I'm the person that's just like, okay, this is a lot to take in. That can be construed as so many things, but truthfully, it's because I'm an introvert. I get overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. Okay, so I could look at this and say, ain't no way I'm going live. I can't be in front of all these people on the internet. That could be my roadblock, but what's behind that? If you have those thoughts, my challenge to you is to say, but why? Okay, let's run through this scenario. Oh, I could never do that because I couldn't go live. Okay, why? Well, because that's scary. Okay, why is it scary? Well, there's just random people on the internet and they can just say whatever they want. So I wouldn't be able to handle that. Well, why not? If you keep digging far enough, you're going to come to some sort of baseline thought that you're holding that says that you can't do something. And it's going to give you an indication as to why. And a lot of times it's going to be an experience that we had maybe as a kid or as an adult, at some point in our life, you had an experience that was a negative experience. And so anything that is close to that, your brain is like, it has this like ding, red flag thing that goes up instantly because we've stored it. And our brains are amazing for that. Because guess what? If you were ever chased by a lion, hopefully nobody was ever chased by a lion, and you got away and you're like, okay, your brain's going to be like, okay, let's be more aware of our surroundings because remember that lion was chasing us and boy, that was not fun. Cool. Our brains are amazing that way to keep us safe. But it can also do that when you go to ride your bike and you fall off and skin your knee. Your brain can make a note and be like, oh, anytime we see a bike, just run the other way. Don't even go near it. Because do you remember when you fell and skinned your knee? Do you remember how bad that burned your knee? Do you remember how horrible that experience was? Do you remember the kid next door laughed at you because you fell? And our brain stores it. So now there's a thought there that I can't ride a bike. It's stored. Once you recognize that's what's happening, then you get to choose if you stay there or not. It's a choice then. It becomes a choice. Some things happen in our life, experiences and circumstances that are in our control, right? We know that. Things happen the way they happen. We get to choose whether we stay in that space or not. We get to choose if we want to still sit in the muck or do we want to get out and go sit in the nice green plush soft grass. And a lot of times we choose to stay in the muck because it's like, well, I don't like it here, but it seems really scary to go over there because I've never been over there. Over there, I'm pointing right, but technically for me it's left. It's this whole concept of everybody's going right and I've always wanted to go left. And I didn't know where or why or how. But it's like looking at that and saying, oh, well, I see people over there. But I don't know how to be over there. I don't know how to do that. Well, they didn't know how to do it either. They started in the muck just like you did. Everybody is in the muck at one place or another in their life for some reason. And you will continue to have those situations. Guess what? Those are the opportunities for you to learn something to get you to the next level, to level up. It's an opportunity to grow. I promise you, on the other side of fear, on the other side of judgment, hello, welcome in. On the other side of the fears and doubts that you have, are you in? It's amazing. And we're just talking about all this. So did you already have an existing business and you're just kind of implementing like what you're learning? This is so cool. Like I want to hear more. Like I'm still fairly new into this. I had to get past my own fears and roadblocks to kind of like, I can do this, and to just let it be what it is. I had so many, let's see, I did, but sales have increased 3 times, no joke. That's amazing. Congratulations, high five. I love it. There's so much in here. There's so much in the program, and the biggest things I have learned, and this you may or may not believe me, but the biggest things I've gotten out of this program haven't even had to do with the actual money that's possible. It's all of the stuff that, the training and the love that's poured into people. Let's see. Okay. I'll check it out. The love that's poured into people and the training that you get is legit, and it not only affects you building your digital marketing business, but it's going to spill over into every other part of your life. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So the skills you're going to learn to work the 2 to 3 hour day. Okay, so let's break this down. What does this actually mean? I'm going to show you guys inside of the program. Okay, I'm going to show you guys inside because I know a lot of people are just like, okay, I don't get it. What are you actually doing? So I'm going to show you inside in just a minute. I'm going to show you inside of the community, but you get to not only learn the skills to work the 2 to 3 hour day. These are income earning activities, meaning they're things that are directly planting seeds for you to grow your business. You get the skills, how to make the 100% profit, how to implement, it's an automated system. So you get to learn how all of that works together to be successful, to make money, really from anywhere. I say from home because for me, that's really what it is. But anywhere you have Wi-Fi, laptop, phone, computer, you can do this business. So with that being said, I'm going to flip the camera around and I just want to show you guys because I can say a lot of things, but I want to show you what's going on in this community. All right, give me 1 second. Actually, before I do that, I want to put it's www.buildingwealthwithkatie.com. Okay. So what happens is if you put in your email, you're going to start receiving emails from me. So yes, you will be in my email list. At any point you read the emails, you can reply to any email and ask me any questions you have. Because I'm not gatekeeping, I'm not trying to not be real. Because that's not helpful. How does that help anybody if you're not real and you're just trying to blow smoke? That's not what I'm doing here. So you can reply to any email with any questions you have. Okay, I was trying to be like supportive and all the things, but why don't you jump on and do your own live? You could do that too, you know? Just saying. Okay. I don't know if I'm doing that. Okay, what's going on? Okay, too many things happening. All right, so let me flip my screen around and I want to show you guys. Whoa. Can I zoom in? Why isn't it letting me? Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. But here is our community. It's the digital growth community. Why won't it let me zoom in? Okay. This is our wins. We get to share and all walk up to 900 this morning. Okay. 2,800 in 24 hours. 7,400 in the first 2 weeks. $900 ding. 2,700. Congrats to my girl Sherry. She did it scared and crushing it. Scared. See, I mean, if you get nervous and scared, that's normal. That's normal because you're doing something you've never done. $3,000 week. I'm showing you guys this because the next thing I always get is, well, let's see proof. I made my first sale after 9 days. And then I did some revamping and I kind of backed off a little bit because I wanted to really learn social media platforms and I wanted to just learn how to find my perfect customer. But then I had 2 days in a row where I made more than it would have taken me 3 months to make with my typing job. So is this a legit opportunity? Yes. And so I'm showing you this because a lot of people, and I get it, our brains want to see proof. Just like our brains want proof or have proof stored of things that don't work and of ways that, we should be scared of something. I get it. So this is proof that, look, I freaking did it. I made my first $300 today. The only reason that you fail in this is if you give up, if you stop, if you have those beliefs that you don't deserve this too. So this is our community. Right now there is 18.6 thousand members and growing. It's huge. So not only do you have all these, you're always going to have your mentoring calls from Michelle or videos. Then you also get a calendar that's got this is all training, you guys. This is all support, tech stuff. There's the, when webinars are, there's the Legacy Builder meets usually every Tuesday for live interactive calls. You can also access Content Vault. There's ideas on videos and things that you can't see, that you can use to promote this on social media. There's all these resources, mentoring Zoom replays. So let's say you can't make it live. The replay is going to be available. Okay, so let's go to, this is the actual program. Hopefully it lets me. Shoot. All right, hold on. Let me log in really quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, that didn't work. Do you guys hate passwords as much as I do? Okay, there we go. Okay, and then they're like, don't write down your passwords. I'm like, how am I supposed to remember them all? Okay, so here's how this works. If you found yourself saying, great, you're talking about all these things, but what are we actually doing? Okay, so there's 4 products. I'm going to run through this. There's the launch pad. Okay, this is $100. And it's meant to get you going. Okay, the idea with the launch pad isn't to keep you at the launch pad. It's to give you not a sneak peek because you're getting lots of value with it. But the idea is to get you to, let's see, hold on before I click out of this. It's going to teach you all about what this means. What is passive income? What is resale rights? It gives you winning mindset. Okay? It's telling you how this is all going to work, how to connect, how to have your own domain. Like, I mean, look how much, there's a lot of stuff in here. Setting up social media. Okay, so the idea is this gives you an idea. The idea is it gives you an idea. That didn't sound great. It gets you a starting point if you're not ready to go all in yet. Okay, but the idea is not to stay there. Then you have, now each one up is going to have more than the last one. So then you have your digital mastery. This is 300. Okay, then you have the passive daily pay blueprint, which is 600. And then you have the legacy builders, which is 900. So with each one of these, if you get into the launch pad, you can then resell the launch pad and make 100% profit. But you can only resell this one for $100. If you get into the digital mastery, you spend $300 on this one and you get the resale rights on the 300 and the 100. Then if you go to the 600, you spend $600 on this, you get the resale rights for 600, 300, and the 100. If you get the legacy builders, you invest $900, but you get the resale rights on the 9, the 6, the 3, and the 1, on all of them. So you get all 4 income streams. These are all ways that you can make money. And then you get these bonuses. So this is what you're doing. Hey, Crystal. So for me, I went all in because I just knew if I'm going to do this, like I want all the information. I want access to all the training. I also want all the income streams. So I'm telling you, for $900, you have a website setup fee for any of these of $29, but there's no monthly expenses. You're not paying monthly. I also know what it costs. I mean, if anybody's ever looked, now this is with the $29 website fee. The website is set up for you. All right, let me switch back really quick. Okay, so the website is set up for you. I don't know if any of you have ever, if you have a website, or maybe you've looked into having a website. Like I have a website. I've been in the online space for 10 years. I know what things cost. I know not only do you pay for somebody to host your website, but what happens if you don't know how to build it? Now you also have to build your own website, or you're going to pay somebody to build it. It's going to cost way more than $29. So the 900 not only is your education on how all of it works, it's also your website. Okay, for another 29. So the total cost, let me just give it to you all. So there's no, I'm not trying to hold anything back. Okay, so let's say you get the Legacy Builders program. You get all the education, all the resources, the live calls, the interactive training. You pay $29 for the website setup fee so that you have that website for people to go to purchase their programs. That's $29. And then, sorry, things are popping up. And then you have your domain. So you will have a domain, just like I purchased mine. www, I'm just typing it in here, .buildingwealthwithkatie.com. Okay, this is your domain. You purchase one of those through GoDaddy. I believe it was like $11.99. I don't know. They sometimes run deals and you can get it cheaper than that, but you'll pay for that. Other than that, you don't have any monthly expenses. There's no like membership monthly things or for the website or like that's it. 900 plus, what is that? 900 plus 29 plus 12. That gets you your very own online digital marketing business. And you can learn how it all works. Now, whether you want to do the reselling of the program or whether you use it as education to build your other things that you have going on, Or you also get, and I didn't show you inside, but you get she teaches you how to create your own digital product. There's like a thing of 200 ideas on digital products that you can have, that you can create and make money that way too. You don't have to just resell the course. It's not a course, it's a program. I say course because we're so used to just seeing all these courses, at least I am. It's so much more than a course. To me, a course is like just taking one class, going to the community college and just taking like one class in something. Is it going to give you some information and education? Of course. But is it like a hands-on, what would we compare it to in college? Like if you had, or like an actual internship or a thing where you're learning hands-on, you're going, or a trade is perfect. You take some school, but they're also showing you, okay, this is how you do what we're teaching you do. That's what this is it's all wrapped up into your first opportunity to learn. It's saying, and maybe like when I got into it, okay, let me just tell you, when I found it, I was looking for the education because I knew there were people making money online and I wanted to know how. I wanted to know how all these pieces fit together. And I had fumbled and stumbled for 10 years trying to learn something on how to make money online besides typing. The typing thing is like you make beans. So I got into it for the education, but then once I saw, whoa, wait a second, you can resell this for 100% profit? Like what? Because you're learning right there. I also knew I'm probably going to want to have my own digital product because I like creating things and I really like being in the online space. And so, yeah, I'm probably going to do that. But here's how I can start with something that's already proven. We also get the automation. I didn't even mention that. When you get into the program, you're getting the automations and all the emails. So the automations means when you go to buildingwealthwithkatie.com, okay, I'm going to just tell you because this is how it will work. People put in your email. That's your landing page. They go into your email list, which is your email funnel. Okay. So then you're going to start receiving emails from me. You get all of those emails. They're already written for you. You go in and just kind of tweak them and put in your information, but she gives you all of those things. The whole automated system for free. You're not paying for that. I will also say, I've been part of other things that when they get to the marketing part, there's like all these fees attached and all these different, and I just like, that's where they lost me because I was like, well, okay, is that's the only way to do this? Is like, I got to figure out how I can get to that point where I can justify spending that much per month, especially when I was new and I wasn't making anything yet. In the other opportunity I'm talking about that I did. So I went through to be a certified life coach. I am a certified life coach, but the marketing stuff was all this like extra whoa as far as the cost went. I know what it costs. I know what it costs to try. Not only that, a lot of them you pay for the service, but you got to write all your own email automations, which if you know how to do that, great. I didn't know how to do any of this. That's why I wanted the educate. That's why I wanted to get into this, because it's great for beginners, but it's also great if you know how it works, or if you already have a product and you just need help tweaking the marketing part, or you need examples or ideas on how it can flow better. It's for you too. It's for somebody like that also. I also know, because I'm a certified life coach, I know what it costs to have mentors and coaches. I know what it costs. There's no way. So for $900 to get all the education, plus you're investing in a business. This is your very own business. You're going to be branding you. Whether you're reselling the course, the program, I keep saying course, or you're doing your own thing, you're branding you. And that is very clear in this program, and why I love it so much is because people purchase from people that they know, like, and trust. And my perfect customer is not going to be Sally's perfect customer or Judy's or Michelle's. My perfect customer is going to resonate with what I have to say. They're going to relate to my story. So a lot of these skills and what she teaches is how to find those people. That's why they say it's a rejection, it's a rejection-free business. I've never heard the word no, because I'm not chasing people. I'm not DMing people. I don't have to cold call. I'm not bugging my family and friends, because I'm learning how to make content on social media, and you can pick whichever platform you want. I'm showing up here live, but it took me a while to be like, get through some of my own roadblocks so that I can share and be live. But every piece of content you make, every message you put out there, you're planting a seed. And it can take some time. There's no guarantees on anything in life. But if you follow your gut, you do something that checks all the boxes. So for me, this checked all the boxes. I get to be home with my kids. I get to make my own schedule, working 2 to 3 hours a day. It can be more. I'm going to be honest and say, I love this so much that I definitely spend, now income earning activities is what we say 2 to 3 hour days, 2 to 3 hours a day. There's days where 2 hours and I'm done because I want to go do other things. There's also days where I'm like, ooh, I just want to learn. I just want to learn more. I want to plug into other things. I want to try this out. So there's days where I spend more than 2 to 3 hours for sure. But that's by choice. It's not because I have to. Because once you get in the groove of learning the skills, you'll be able to, make your 2 to 3 pieces of content per day. You'll be able to eventually on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, you go live. If you want, you can also do this faceless. You don't even have to show your face if you don't want to, but I will say it takes a little bit longer because you're going to connect to people when you can see them and talk to them and kind of like, see their face. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work faceless. It just might take a little bit longer to build that trust, but it absolutely works. It works however you want it to work, whatever you want to do, it can work. It does work because the program itself and the process is proven. There's no question about that. But 2 to 3 hours, then there's copy and paste free ads. She gives us all the resources on how to do that. There's places you can post free ads. You're not spamming because they're like, yeah, you post free ads on these. She gives us a whole resource list of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's education, and the rest of the time you spend plugging into the community. The biggest thing is plugging in and just being like, if they can do it, I can do it. It's building the mindset. Where I was going with that is you get mindset training too. And as a life coach, I know the expense that goes into that. You're getting it with this program. There is so many amazing people in this community and mentors. You're going to learn so much that's going to spill over into every other part of your life. I guarantee it. If you plug in, if you're coachable, now what does it mean to be coachable? And again, I know this as being a life coach. Like, not everybody, you might say you want to work with a life coach, okay? But what is the mindset to do that? You have to be willing to have an open mind, and be coachable means, okay, here's the process. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to put my spin on it because we're very much encouraged to do that. But here's the process. Doesn't mean it looks the same for me as it does for Sally. but you follow the proven process. It's all step by step, right from the beginning. So you purchase the program, you immediately create your password, and boom, you're in. You're in, and it says start here, and you start from step 1, and then you go to step 2, and you just go through it. It's all there. And then when there's questions, there's 24/7 support in the digital growth community available. You're never going to be alone. You'll never feel like you're alone learning this. And I'm here. I'm not trying to sell a program to people and then just be like, peace, hope it works out. I know that the community has all the answers and you can find all the support you need, but I'm going to be that extra layer of support. And when you go to buildingwealthwithkatie.com and you put in your email, you can reply to any of those emails so you have direct contact with me. Because yeah, in the long run, I am creating a community of people that are like, yes, let's do it. And I want to be there for them. I'm going to be your mentor too. There's so many people that are going to be cheering you on that the only reason you fail is if you give up. If you let those limiting beliefs, or as Michelle likes to say, the stinking thinking, you let that creep in and talk you out of chasing those dreams and goals that you have. That's the only reason. That's the only way you fail. And I'll even say this. I said earlier in this live that beyond the money, it's paid for itself in knowledge and skill set, the personal growth that I've had. Because when you implement a step-by-step program like this, you're going to be doing that in other areas of your life and seeing growth there too. I specifically chose buildingwealthwithkatie.com because for me, wealth is just more than money. Wealth of money, health, friendships, love, relationships, everything. Abundance. Wealth is all of that. You're going to be well on your way when you go through this program to not only bring in the meaningful income, but to also change other areas of your life. I promise. If you plug in and you're coachable, there's no way that you don't get those benefits out of this. So with that being said, go to buildingwealthwithkatie.com and you put in your email. And look, let's just say you get in there and you're like, this is just not for me. That's totally fine. You just opt out. But what if it is for you? What if it's the first step for you to get to those goals and dreams that you have? Like the video I just put out before I went live, I was shutting my door, my front door. If you always close the door to every opportunity because it feels a little scary, what if that's the one? What if that's the opportunity that's everything you've been looking for? Isn't it worth checking it out? All right. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Okay, take care. Bye.